What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala, your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news with a touch of what, Terence?
Good old humor.
Good old humor, man.
Yeah.
Coming off the back of a long weekend.
It's been a while since our last episode.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It has been a while.
It was the crowning glory of a couple of very good weeks where we pumped out a bunch of episodes.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel too bad. I didn't feel too bad that we didn't upload for a bit because I think we had quite a number of good episodes also.
Mm.
And a lot of activity on our YouTube channel.
And Instagram also.
All those things. Instagram also, yeah.
Yeah, but this week we'll have 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're recording with a guest.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll tease the guest. I mean, awesome dudes, and you all will find out soon.
Yeah. But actually, I mean, I just want to say the reason that we haven't uploaded in a while is because I was part of the Halima wave of COVID-19. The president, led by President Halima herself. She also had COVID-19 last week. The Ong Yi Kang, you can also call it the 12,000 wave lah. The one that Ong Yi Kang predicted 12,000 people. I was part of that wave, and I think a lot of people were lah.
Yeah.
So for a week, I struggled with COVID-19.
I think last week we recorded maybe midweek lah, right? Then the end of the week, you were taken down. The people around you were getting taken down. You were holding strong, and then boom.
Yeah. Again, it came from my kid in his school and everything lah. So,
when your kid grows up, he's going to listen to this podcast and he realize how many times you have said you got sick because of him.
No, I mean, it's I think it's a very normal thing that kids bring back a lot of these diseases from school, and that's where they spread also lah. So I mean, I don't think it's a knock on him or the school or anything. Everyone was. It's just how kids are lah. They just spread diseases from one to each other.
So you tested negative yesterday, is it?
Yes, I'm negative. I'm like.
How did it
negative.
feel seeing like the no second line? Was it like Freedom Day in your house?
No, I was just thinking, like, remember 6 months ago when we were hearing, like, people that we were working with, oh, you got COVID, wow, and then, wow, in the ICU hospital, they only gave you Panadol for treatment, that's all. Or, those cases that recover at home, what happened to you? Oh, my eyes were bloodshot and red. And they all sounded so scary and so horrific, right? Like, I mean, this past week was it's really, I mean, because I've fallen sick so much in the last few months, I can actually do a side-by-side comparison of how bad like each of them felt. And COVID is not even near the first, it's not even the worst. It's not even second worst, Like, I think stomach flu was the worst. Then I think when my kid got hand, foot, mouth, that was pretty bad for me as well. And then I think after that it's COVID lah.
So you had like a buffet. You've been having a buffet of diseases lah the past few months.
I've had everything, man. Yeah, I've had everything. I've had like the common flu like twice. I had hand, foot, mouth. I had like and all these things that come from school. And COVID-19 really wasn't as bad as I thought it might get lah. For me, I'm sure there are people who have experienced it differently and everyone reacts differently.
It was just your cough lah, right? You had a cough.
I had a pretty bad cough. No, I had fever also. I had fever. Fever for a couple of days, and then the cough has been, around, and the runny nose and all that. So it's really like a flu. The only thing I will give to COVID-19 is that how quickly it spreads. It really we literally started getting news of the like one kid in school has it, then the next thing 2 kids has it, then after that 4 kids have it, Then the next thing my wife has it, then I have it and everything. So it just literally jumps like this lah. And then after that, the problem is that I guess the I wouldn't call it a stigma because it's not really a stigma. It's just the protocol is that you can't get help and you can't go out and all that. So it gets really dicey there. It gets a bit troublesome there, because you're trying to entertain a 2-year-old for like 4 or 5 days straight without leaving the house.
Maybe like relative to the other things you suffered from COVID, not that bad. Because like right now your voice is, I don't remember what you sound like originally,
Correct.
I have forgotten what Darren sounds like.
It's evolved over time already. Yeah.
Because even now your voice is still a bit raspy lah.
Yeah,
a bit sultry.
But, I mean, but it's actually cool because if you actually listen to Joe Rogan, the original Joe Rogan podcast, the first few, and then you listen to his voice now, it's like totally
Change,
different also, like grizzled and everything. From like the first time he hosted UFC to how he sounds now, it's totally different also. Like.
Wow.
So it could just be age also, like, you know.
Maybe age, yeah. Interesting, interesting. But yeah, we should be back. Hopefully, this is not just like the second to last main course for Terrence.
Yeah.
I hope you're taking your vitamins and eating healthy, Terrence.
No, not looking forward to getting monkeypox or anything like
Hey,
that.
fuck that.
Yeah. Although monkeypox is a lot more, it's a different means of transmission. Yeah. But yeah, we've officially conquered COVID-19. So let's...
I still don't know whether I got it. I think I did.
I think the hard part is when someone in your household has it. I think that's as painful as it gets, really, because then there's a lot of logistics you have to get around and all that, right?
Yeah. And if you have a kid, it just makes things complicated. Like when my fiance had it, I just stay at home.
Yeah, and did she get a staycation?
You mean at home?
No, as in, she was like...
Recent.
Oh, I was living at home.
Yeah, like 2 months ago. So it was a homecation.
Yeah. Can you imagine those days, people like getting whisked off to Sentosa?
Yeah, so she got that. She happened because a person who delivered something to us tested positive, and then she literally at 8 p.m. she got a call. By 9 p.m. she was on the way to Sentosa.
Wow.
It was damn surreal.
Amazing, yeah.
But yes,
those are the times we lived in. Now it's like nobody bats an eyelid when I tell them that they have COVID. In fact, they like you ask, hey, so this meeting you can still make it. This meeting you can still fuck you. I'm like got fever here, and then you still asking me about meeting.
Like, you know how many I left you so alone. No, don't give me the shit. It was only after you messaged me then I asked you. I did not touch you at all. Don't paint a different picture, okay? It's only when you messaged me about something, then I was like, hey, so then this one you attending or not?
Yeah, but my point is that nobody bats an eyelid anymore when you tell them you have COVID.
Yeah. It's just a part and parcel of life.
It's part and parcel of it. It's almost like NS, like that, a rite of passage. You just have to get through.
Yeah. Correct. It's a rite of passage. But yes. Cool. But
actually, I mean, because it's been a week, I feel like actually a lot of things have happened this past week also. A lot of momentous events around the world and all that.
Yeah.
But we not necessarily stuff that we are going to talk about Yalabat, but we do need to acknowledge that there was an assassination on a former head of state, and Boris Johnson stepped down as the UK PM and stuff like that. So all these things, very big news also that happened the past week.
And I found out that my rate of discovery of news goes down when I don't need to research for Yalabat. Because I found out about the assassination from someone else, and normally I'm the bearer of news.
You didn't even like get something about it on your phone or what?
No. I don't have any Telegram notification or something. So my friend mentioned, I was like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's so surreal, man. So surreal.
Wow.
But like right now there's a lot of discussions of that level. But today we're going to focus on something a little more local.
Yeah,
that also happened over the past few days, which also captured the mainstream consciousness to a certain extent.
Correct. And what is this?
But before
that, we still need to plug, right? What do we have to plug?
Just to help us continue to grow this podcast by telling someone who may not have heard of it or heard any episode about it, and just send them a link, man, because that's how we've continued to grow over the past 2 years. And yeah, just help us out.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, on to the first piece of news.
Yes. So over the weekend, I mean, it all started. I think the first piece of news was, let's see, I think July 9th, the morning of July 9th. Apparently, this incident happened at the Tuas checkpoint, and it was a lady who tore the license plate off an MPV and threw it at the car before going back into her car. So that was uploaded online. It was uploaded on the infamous Facebook group SG Road Vigilante. I think it got over 10,000 shares in one day. And since then, other videos have emerged. That person has unfortunately been doxxed. And it's it's just you watch it, it like leaves you with a icky feeling. Yeah.
Correct.
So when did you first hear about this?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the video. People are laughing at they were saying, oh, Shiok trying to stop vehicles along the causeway and stuff like that. And I think also Hossein Leong changed his profile pic to a picture of himself dressed as a woman standing in front of a car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they bear some similar
yeah.
facial features.
Correct. So, that's when I realized it was a thing that was happening on the internet.
Yeah. So I mean, you watched the video. Essentially, the first video that got uploaded was from I think a bystander watching her kind of try to stop the MPV from moving with her body. It was a packed road, and then she rips the front license plate off. She turns around, throws it at the windscreen. A young man in a blue t-shirt walks out towards her, shows the middle finger to the driver of the MPV, and then they go back into the car. So you look at it, you're like, wow, what the hell is going on? And then there was another video that was uploaded from the driver's perspective that showed her looking straight into the car and just staring at the person. So you can see her face, you can totally identify who she is, and she was just not budging at all. And then the most recent thing is that, she said that she hasn't left the house for 2 days. She's got nearly 100 unknown messages and calls. Her 18-year-old son, who is the boy in the video, is traumatized. And there's also been some other videos that have emerged that show what happened beforehand.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, right, after seeing this whole thing happen, like, what are your thoughts?
I think, first thing to really acknowledge is that I think you can speak for it, right? Driving to JB or crossing the causeway to Malaysia can be a very stressful experience for the drivers. I don't know if you've been in a situation of driving there and you've been caught in very bad traffic there before on a weekend or something. Because I've done that, and then there's as you bunch up towards the gates and all that, there's a tendency to cut, like start overtaking each other or cutting each other's paths or changing lanes to go to a shorter line or something like that. And I hate that kind of shit. It makes me very stressed changing lanes. And I know, like, and even myself changing lane or someone trying to cut in my lane, all that, it stresses me out in the sense that you even if you are like trying your genuine best just to signal and ask to move to another lane, there are people who are hell bent on not letting you do that or maybe because they've been overtaken so many times, something like that. They just really won't let you through even if you put your hand out and signal all that. So at those points it's very easy to get angry and say, wow, why are these people being such assholes and stuff like that happening? So I'm only saying all this because I just want to put out there that this could have happened to any one of us in terms of driving there and then getting very frustrated, losing your cool as a driver, and then doing something stupid both ways. So before we judge the woman and all that, also realize that the situation itself was is very ripe for something like that to happen,
I mean, I would agree people can lose their cool and all, but what they do, like, I think this one, it is really damn extreme.
But have you driven and got caught in the causeway like that before? I've
gotten caught in traffic jams, but not on the causeway.
But traffic jams, but I'm saying this causeway jam specifically.
No, haven't.
This one coming to it's a different level from typical traffic jams. Different level. Yeah.
But I've also been caught in traffic jams in other countries that were longer. Yeah, I wasn't driving, but then at the same time.
Then wholly different level.
No. At the same time, I think what she did is you can't just say that it could be any one of us to lose their cool to that extent, I think.
Of course, I'm not saying that specifically to do what she did, I mean, we will come to her. She will have her
lose their cool, definitely.
But I'm saying anyone could have lost their cool and and could have ended up on camera doing something else like anything.
Yeah, lose their
I think that's
cool.
the important
Yeah,
thing to put
people
there, yeah.
lose their temper all the time. And that one I totally admit. But I also don't think it's fair for you to say just because I haven't driven means I cannot. I'm not in a position to give my comment on someone who.
No, you're in a
is
position to
stuck in
say
traffic.
you're in a position to say give a comment. Obviously, I'm just saying you must experience it for yourself to really understand that the level of stress and frustration that comes with driving.
Yeah, but
that
there are
specific
other
route,
situations in life that are stressful. It might not be driving, but
I know. But
Yeah.
we're talking about this one specifically, This one specifically.
I know, but
that we have our whole lives to experience in Singapore. So at some point, I'm sure you will experience it, and we'll have a discussion in the future.
No,
again
but I think
when
then you are
experience it also,
belittling my opinion just because I haven't experienced it.
I'm not belittling. I'm saying
No, you are.
if you experience it more, you will understand the level of stress and frustration. And even just looking at it already, I was like, I don't agree with what she did, obviously.
Yeah.
But I can totally empathize with the sequence of events that led up
Yeah,
to it.
I'm not saying I cannot empathize with someone losing their cool. It's just like to start off by saying that could be any one of us. I don't think so. I disagree with that.
I think it could be any one of us losing our temper and maybe doing other things, but not necessarily specifically what she did. Yeah. Other things.
Yeah,
I mean,
other things
third fingers, wind down windows, scold people. I think it's a lot of people have done that before.
Yeah. And I mean, I've done
sure,
stupid things also. I've lost my cool also. But
that's cool. Hey, don't worry. We're not downplaying your opinion or anything. I'm just saying there's this. Because I try to explain to people who maybe are not from Singapore or don't travel this route that this particular route on the causeway is maybe one of the most stressful parts of traveling in Singapore.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm pointing out to people, like how wow, it just looks like such extreme behavior to people always behave like that in Singapore, and they don't but if you really want to talk about stressful situations while driving, that is one of the most stressful that stretch.
I can imagine it being stressful. I'm not downplaying the stress of driving into JB.
Correct. Yeah. So I'm also not downplaying your opinion. I'm just saying.
No, but you just said only once I experience, then we have a conversation again.
No, I didn't say that we are having a conversation now, right?
Yeah lah.
I'm saying we will have a conversation when you've experienced that particular brand of stress coming from JB. Then we will have another conversation saying, oh yeah, that is it is pretty crazy by itself.
Okay. Then when
but I'm not saying that this we're not talking about it. I'm not listening to you today.
I know.
Relax. No. One week only is very sensitive about this.
No. Then when you have to stand in line for 4 hours on foot crossing JB, then we can also have a conversation.
On foot is still not so bad.
No.
Because there is. Because I admit, as a driver, there's something that because of the exterior shell and the fact that you can't really hear or talk to people or see them in their face while they're driving or that, you end up judging them based on the model of the car, how fast or badly they're driving. And I'll totally admit this is something I do also and that I rage much more easily in my car than I do as a person just normally walking around. Exactly. So I'm saying standing for 4 hours in line is different from that fighting for traffic space thing when you're driving
but
into
it's
Malaysia.
different. But it also has its own fair share of unique things that also make it very stressful where you see people's ugly side.
Correct. I'm not saying that it's not stressful.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's a different level of stress from this car driving one.
Yeah.
Because I have experienced that crossing over on foot before.
Yeah.
So I've experienced both driving and crossing on the foot. And the driving is much more stressful. That's why.
So there's no one thing that is more stressful than the other. I just say both are equally stressful. Okay, let's keep it if people are stressed, regardless of situation, maybe they're in a train, don't know what, they're driving a train, driving a boat. Does it to what extent does it warrant this sort of behavior?
Yeah. Correct.
So because otherwise we will go on arguing the whole time about whose life is more stressful in general. Then the final thing, when I play the race card, then you have to shut up. But I haven't played the race card yet.
I let you play the race card.
No, I never. I know you're waiting for it. I never play. Okay.
Okay.
So
no, but I as in it's, I don't know, man. It's just it's something. No, because it's something that I do catch myself a lot. Like I always don't want to curse in front of my son or anything, but when I'm driving, I almost I just can't help it,
Yeah.
It just brings this worst part of myself when I'm driving.
Because I think it's like what you said, the potential anonymity is very empowering.
Yeah.
Right.
But this woman didn't remain anonymous. That's
the thing, lah. That's the thing. And what is interesting is also the person who posted the video, who is the son of the driver, I believe, who wasn't there with his family in the MPV, has now come out publicly saying that, okay, guys, I would appreciate if you stop doxing the lady, lah.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets tricky because okay, you want to upload this video, whatever, lah, but to show like so close up the face such that you can totally identify her and then not be aware that, okay, this lady is going to be flamed online. That one also feels like, yo, man, you can be pissed and all. She tore off the license plate, but that's almost like, you ask anyone who has experienced social media for a while, you can almost predict that she's going to get flamed, she's going to get doxed, and she's going to get traumatized, lah.
Yeah.
So that's where it's weird, and it's almost the same cycle that we see over and over again. Something happens, someone captures on camera, and then it goes viral. Then people say, oh, you shouldn't abuse her, you shouldn't dox her, but by then the damage is done already.
Right. I mean, there are a lot of people making judgments on the lady, lah, because I think there seems to be video evidence that she or her son was the one who was cutting the lane and ended up like scratching or like lightly glancing the other vehicle. But there's also some video of them actually confronting each other, lah, face to face.
Yeah.
But I think the father, the older man, was walking away from them, lah, right? Whereas I think she was continuing to record him or something like that on her phone. So there might have been some nasty exchange between them at that point, that led to her being so angry, lor.
Yeah, because on her side of the story, I think it was covered in Lian He Cao Bao or some other articles. It did say that, or the son said that she tried to talk to the driver, but the driver showed them the middle finger and went back into the car. So that's what got her pissed off.
Yeah.
So the one interesting that every very astute Redditor pointed out is that in the dashcam footages that were shared, right? I think there were 3. There was like a 1 minute gap between the time I think she was in the car to the time she was standing in front of the car.
Yeah.
So then the comments were like, oh, then what could have happened between the two, lah? Because one was at 1:40. It's just the timing. I think the time maybe not set properly, but it was 1:40 for the first one, and then 1:42 for the next one. So something happened, lah. Something happened.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a bit of there seems to be more evidence that the lady was being the mean person here. And I think it doesn't help that it was literally close-ups of her standing there, with arms folded, smirking at the driver, and then subsequently like trying to wave other vehicles forward purposely, just to make a point that like she wanted this guy to be stuck there in traffic. But all that said, right, I think it wouldn't be as bad because at the end of the day, he did try to push her with his vehicle, right? And to me, that actually is kind of is quite dangerous, regardless of how old the woman was or whatever, things like that, right?
I mean, you say push, you mean just when she was holding, he did move forward slowly, but he still moved forward, He still
moved forward, and she showed pictures of scratches on the thighs and all that, right?
Yeah,
which I believe can happen when a car is like even gently nudging you, like that,
Yeah.
But I think the moment she lost any chance of slightly
redemption.
I won't even say moral high ground. I say moral slope. Gently 10 degrees upwards sloping moral high ground. The only time she lost that is when she ripped out the license plate through at the windshield, right?
Yeah.
The moment she did that was it already. She lost any chance of like sympathy or anyone saying that, hey, actually it's not her fault, or I mean, both are at fault and things like that, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately that was the first video that was uploaded.
Correct. Yeah.
And I think
I think if she just stopped at just pushing the car and all that, I think there's a chance that people might say that hey, these two drivers are both being assholes to each other.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the thing lah. Like I mean, at some point she also took out her camera to record the driver, right?
Yeah.
So
correct.
I mean, just based on that, I think you can assume that okay, like, she knows that you record people's bad behavior lah. But then for this to happen, it almost feels like maybe yeah, she was, you know, like when you're super stressed or super frazzled, certain parts of logic maybe you don't pay attention to lah. And the fact that
Correct.
there are so many people around her.
Yeah.
At least 1% of them will have the phone. At least 1% of them will record this to still act in that way, right? Holy shit, man! And then for her son to come out and also echo that, then it makes me think like, oh shit, like what's going on inside the car, man?
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, that's why the earlier part where I was warning about, how it could have been any one of us, in the sense that everything they did was kind of stupid and silly lah. And then, but the moment it got really dangerous was like I said, like when one vehicle started to nudge a human body, and then subsequently when the other person like ripped out the license plate and threw it at the windshield lah. So again, the son, if he just came out, show some middle finger, slap his backside or whatever, I don't think it'd be that as terrible as. But because of what the mother did lah, right?
Yeah.
They ended up like they just pushed it past the breaking point, lor.
So then if you were driving the car and she did exactly that, right? What would you have done?
No, I would definitely get out and talk to her lah. And probably have it recorded also. I think that's the thing, right? Her behavior is so crazy already that no matter what she says, it's just gonna be. She's just digging a deeper hole for herself, lah, right? But I just really don't want it to resort to any kind of violence or things like that, because it can't end well for any party, lah, right?
Yeah.
And then like now she says she's being doxxed and everything, and her son's just stressed and all these things, and that's what happens when you cross that. We cross that line in the court of public opinion, no? That's what everyone will say about you, lah.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is, because also she. Like, I don't know whether she put her hands on the car first. I think it's when the car started moving, then she put her hands on. So it's almost the driver was the aggressor.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you could even argue that he was the aggressor, right?
Yeah.
And you could say, I mean, you could almost argue that, maybe it was self-defense. But no, but ripping out a car plate and the way she flung it, that's hardly self-defense.
Yeah. So then it just feels like, I think at one point long ago in some podcasts, I don't know, I think it was you who mentioned that you heard some podcast you read something where they were saying that our cognitive abilities or social abilities haven't evolved with the technology of the times.
Yeah.
There was something along those lines, right?
Yeah, correct.
Like, it's almost the social norms, how you should behave in public, it's still outdated. And in a day where there are phones and cameras every day, where every month there's some new phone camera that can zoom in like 10 more times or something. This kind of behavior, it almost used to be programmed inside each of us. Like, okay, if you're going to act in public, just know that it's never going to be forgotten.
Correct. I mean, I've in the past month itself, I've had quite a couple of like, I'm not saying this proudly, quite a number of like almost shouting matches with people in the past month or so, over various things, over things like like someone assumed that I was high beaming him because I was like waiting in line behind him, and it just happened that I think the ground was slightly sloping downwards, so he mistook me for high beaming him. So he like started to show third finger everything from the front, and I was just trying to get past him because he was blocking like a singular lane of traffic that I needed to pass through to get home and everything. So I wouldn't have minded waiting a couple of minutes for him, but at the same time, if he could move forward and then just let me pass first and then after that reverse back in there, that would have been ideal. But he didn't, and then he really just assumed that I was high beaming him and started to get angry, you see. And then when I drove past him, I wound down the window just to tell him, hey, you're going to be blocking traffic. You just stay there. You should, reverse and go around.
Also, he was stationary.
Yeah. But he just wanted to pick a fight about the high beaming, So at that point, I'm like, I also very agitated and everything, right? But I really had to hold myself back to like not even say some insult or something like that. You know what I mean? I think we have to train ourselves to do that really, lah. To realize that anything you say or anything you do, right, can immediately be captured on camera and can be used against you very, very quickly and very easily, lah. So I just remember in my mind I was like, there was this half that really wanted to just go all ape shit on him and just like, start scolding vulgarities and everything. But the other half of me was like, no, you think longer term, you're gonna get in trouble, you're gonna cause problems for your family and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think everyone can relate to that feeling. I totally know that feeling.
Yeah.
I don't think for me has been in public. It's more like with fiance or family or along those lines, where you feel you feel this cusp.
You mean you haven't gone in shouting match in public?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I really don't think so. And I mean, like when I do drive or get access to a car, I can sense it's so easy to be an asshole.
Yeah.
It's so fucking easy to be an asshole. But thankfully in public, I don't think so lah. I don't think so. Like I don't know whether there's any videos of anything that I did a few years ago, but I think more in closed settings lah, like at work or something. I don't think in public. And then I was just thinking like maybe this is another Yalla Butt product idea. We have like this emergency podcast kit. Because like me and you disagree on so many things, but I think because we're on a podcast, we kind of know we need to move on lah,
Yeah.
Right. And I think if this was outside, maybe our bickering might go on even longer, but we're like, okay, we have to make a podcast, we have to carry on. I don't know about you. That's sometimes the way I think about it. I'm like, okay, we can move on. But I think there's something about a podcast format. So we should have like a glass jar, right, with 2 mics. Anytime got this kind of public disagreement, someone runs there, cracks it open, sets up a podcast, and they record.
Emergency. Yeah.
Emergency podcast.
Talk it out. Talk
it out.
I mean, I've used that technique before lah, to sort of diffuse potentially ugly situations with strangers and all that.
Oh yeah,
I think I've spoken about the cyclist.
Yeah.
The cyclist who confronted me about my dogs and all that. And I think I find it works because it just makes everyone feel very awkward, and you just kind of just want to move on, really,
To recap, you had a public disagreement, and then you told the guy, "Okay, let's sit down and talk about it."
Yeah. No, it was just to recap, a guy just didn't like the fact that I put my dogs on a public, one of those public tables or something like that.
At a park,
At a park, those open air public stone tables. Because my dogs were on a bicycle trailer, so I took them out. I didn't want them to run off and then go and like chase the children's balls or something like that. And so I carried them out, put them on the table to quickly leash them. Then this cyclist in spandex, came up to me and like was like, "Hey, this terrible." And this was near the start of COVID, I think.
Yeah.
And they said, "Hey, that's so inconsiderate. There are people who eat at this table." And I'm like, dude, this is an outdoor public area table, and I'm going to be sitting at the table, and I'm going to be eating at the table, and my dogs, I'm literally putting leashes on them so that I can put them on the floor. But he was just going on and like threatening to take out his phone and everything. I asked my wife to go and actually buy food, and then I was like, "Hey dude, let's why don't we sit down and talk about it, and you tell me what is so bad about what I've been doing and everything." And then he sat down and I said, "Well, my name is this. What's your name?" "Okay, good. These are my 2 dogs," and I explained to him what I was doing, and then he's like, "Yeah, but now COVID, and then there are people who sit here, and the Muslims and all that kind of stuff." So I was like, "Okay, I understand, but you need to be so aggressive in like putting your point across, right?" And then he's like, "No, I wasn't being aggressive." But then after that, it got really awkward because we're just sitting there staring at each other. And like, are we going to fight? Are we not going to fight? At the point, it's that quite you're so angry and you're almost shivering, but you just got to
the quivering lip,
the quivering lip. You just got to grit your teeth and get through. And so that's exactly how I felt with the driver and all that as well,
Yeah.
I wanted to raise my voice, wanted to scold him and everything, but I really, am training myself to try and hold back because like what happened to this lady here could very unfortunately happen to any of us, lah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like the guy that's a cyclist, just based on the context, I can see his point, but it's just
Yeah.
about the way that it was
It's delivered. Yeah.
delivered, like, so the way it was delivered.
Yeah.
So you know what would have been helpful? An emergency podcast kit. You just break it out. You're like, okay, because you did exactly everything you would do on a podcast.
Exactly.
Like, you introduce your name, you talk about it.
Yeah. So what's the big issue? Why are you so upset about it?
Yeah. Then after you all just shook hands, no, fist pump, and then like leave.
We said okay, shook hands. I mean,
fist pump,
we agreed. No, I didn't. It didn't end so happily. Like we just said, okay, we agree that this that there can be a nicer way to have ended this argument, or a nicer way to put it across, rather than it gets so ugly. And then okay, fine.
Yeah.
Then we move on. Yeah. But I mean, I think at first I thought you were going to say something like emergency spandex or something like that. Like I put on spandex and start fighting with him at his level.
Your obsession with spandex, you need to let go, Terrence. Part of your anger management, let go of the spandex.
Yeah.
Now, when you see spandex in shops, do you get like a little bit PTSD like that?
No. I've also been watching a lot of Tour de France to train myself for when they actually come to Singapore in October. So that I will get angry at them. Yeah. So I purposely turn on the Tour de France on TV just to okay, this is what people do and they love it, and it's their passion, and blah blah blah, things like that.
Not everyone is a competitive cyclist, right? There's people who like cycling.
Exactly.
Some of whom are assholes. But you get assholes everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
But I mean, you're right, Not all of them are assholes, It's true.
Yeah. Because like that thing can apply to everything. But just going back to something you also mentioned, Hossein Leong, the local personality, comedian, performer, he changed his Instagram profile photo to that what you said, like a picture of him standing in front of a car, right? What do you think of that?
I guess he's just playing to the meme, right?
Yeah.
What do I think of? Nothing new, nothing much. Why?
I mean, I saw it. I'm like, at first I thought he changed his profile picture to something that made him look less like her, because I thought I can imagine like people were saying, you were holding up a car or something. But then I guess for him to put it, I was like, oh, okay. He's jumping on the trend lah. He's jumping on the trend, and don't know. I just saw it. I'm like, oh, I was kind of surprised he did it, because ultimately, this is a icky affair over everything. And given that he's a public profile, I just was surprised that he changed that to his thumbnail, because it almost felt like he was, how you say, just wouldn't say exploiting, but
not exploiting, right?
Yeah, not exploiting, but just felt like because he's a public personality, and because I think there's a show coming up also where he's wearing that costume, I just felt like, oh, I guess it's a marketing thing, which I felt was a bit low hanging fruit.
Not that funny lah.
Yeah, not that funny. And I mean, Hossein Leong has been a performer for so long, and I think he's talented. But that's just my personal preference lah. I'm not saying he's wrong or anything lah.
Yeah.
I just thought I was like, okay.
I mean, like cool. It's parodies or whatever lah. The YOLO kind of thing lah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was particularly nasty or anything lah, right?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Anything about a woman. But if you were the lady now, what would be the course of action?
I think definitely lay low first. Lay low, because I mean, I don't know. Now I think social media also forgets pretty fast. Unfortunately, her identity has been made public, but I definitely think that it's not the end. She's not going to get cancelled or anything lah. It's just she lost her cool. Like what you said, everybody loses their cool. I think for now, just lay low, because now there are probably still people who are like very jumpy about this. If she comes out to say something or defend herself, people will never forgive her. But when people have calmed down a bit, forgotten about all this, then if she wants to speak up, then or reconnect with the family or something, I think that would be nice.
Yeah. In the sense of like Jeff Ng like that, right? I think we were talking about how if she can be seen having a civil conversation with the family.
Yeah.
And she definitely did something wrong, so she has to compensate them for what she did. I don't know if the family is reporting it to the police. They did, right? They reported it to
they reported to the police.
Right? Yeah, so she has to address that aspect of things as well. But yeah, I think being able to see if she really wants to teach a good lesson to her 18-year-old kid also, I think it's also owning up to their mistake and trying to make good and reconcile their family over, about it or what have their dispute mediated or something.
Yeah, exactly. Some more this was Hari Raya weekend, no. Otherwise it would have been perfect if like the week after, if this happened a week prior, then Hari Raya, because the family in the MPV is Muslim, I believe.
Yeah, you also just ruined another family's weekend lah. Alright, nobody likes. As much as it's about a lot of publicity, but I don't think anyone particularly enjoys being in this kind of situations. Right? Fighting with people and all.
Neither of them are gonna come out better from this.
Neither
of them.
That's the ugly thing. So that's the thing. Like every time I get caught in this kind of shouting matches or that, I think the most immediate thing I feel is, I should have said that. I should have done this. Like like to get back at the person. But then, in the larger scheme of things, it's actually, it just riles you up. It just makes you very antsy the whole day, and then you go around telling the story as if it's like the best shit in the world, but actually it's damn lame lah, right? It's just people will just be like, you acted so badly to it and all that lah.
Yeah.
So I never feel that any sense of pride from being in these kind of situations. Yeah.
So you mean even after you had that dog conversation with the guy, you didn't walk away feeling like, I'm such a gentleman?
I did enjoy it. It's just a negative memory. It's not something that we particularly like. And then like obviously it traumatized me about cyclists in spandex for a while, right? Yeah. So I totally acknowledge that it's not good for your mental health to be involved in this kind of things. Yeah. But how about the kid? You think there's a chance for him or not? He did the backside slap was like a bit has been parodied quite a bit, right?
Yeah. I think definitely got chance, and I hope at some point he can see the comedy in it, because it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Given
maybe
the
he should do a
context.
TikTok dance of it, and then invite people
But
to
it can't be from him, it can't be from him. It has to be from someone else. It can totally turn into a dance. It can totally turn into a dance. Even what she did can turn into a dance. The whole thing can be just parody, but maybe now a bit soon, if he suddenly come out on TikTok.
Maybe, it's also maybe she do all the other things as reconcile. Then she does then they all do a TikTok dance together with the family.
With the family.
With the slap on the backside. Everything.
Call.
And it'll be bigger than the Uncle Raymond that going about MRTs and all that.
That's why.
It'll be more popular than that. Everyone's invited to do the TikTok dance together.
No, and honestly, with National Day coming up next month, it'll be the perfect time for two families of different ethnicities and cultures all to come together in one TikTok dance. Because last year there was that one viral TikTok dance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, man.
Choreographed by Benjamin King. Benjamin King also.
Choreographed by Benjamin King, produced by Jasmine Soko, and like Lin Ying also has some vocals.
Abang Zapao adds a rap to it as well about diversity and all.
Everything, and it all culminates in the slap. The whole of Singapore doing the butt slap.
Wow, the butt slap. Wow, that'll be the NDP at 8 p.m. rather than say the pledge. Everyone, all Singapore fucking slap your butts together at the same time.
We tell Rishi because he's one of the hosts, right, to kind of see that in Okay, the part the float, right, Marina float. Everybody stand up and smack your butt.
Yeah, twice.
Twice. But the son has to kind of redeem himself first somehow. I don't know how. Because he's in JC also, right? So, wow.
Yeah. But actually, honestly, I don't think it's as bad as what the mom did.
Yeah. Correct. I mean, his one's still no physical contact, nothing.
No physical contact. Can sort of laugh it off, and maybe he even enjoys it, like having his time with the son. But I mean, okay, let's not make light of it. Apparently, he's very stressed.
Yeah.
The mother, but yeah. But I think again, like you're right, just lay low for a while, and But find some way to reconcile the family.
Yeah, man. Or we get them on the podcast.
I'm not sure what there's to say other than do a TikTok dance together. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Cool.
But yeah, that's our big news shattering story of the day. But our other one also is about a guy in school
Yeah.
who, I'm not sure if he did the right or wrong thing, but that's what we're here to discuss.
Yeah.
And what's this?
It is the case of a student of NUS, National University of Singapore, who was during his graduation ceremony, which was being live streamed, when he accepted the scroll. You know, you accept the scroll from your professor, you post to the camera, and they were both looking at the camera. He held up a piece of paper with a protest. And apparently NUS took down the video. They re-uploaded the video with that part cut out. And also I think the photograph on the website, they blurred out the message. And the message was a protest against the death penalty. It said, abolish the death penalty, no to state murder and poverty, not life, blood on your hands. So, I mean, since then, I think he has, in some articles, like Singapore media houses didn't really cover this. It made the Malaysian newspapers because I think the most recent case was of that Malaysian citizen who was hung in Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I think the Malaysian publication houses published something about it. Singapore, you can't find anything. On Reddit got lah. But then he kind of like said he felt silenced by the university, and that he feels wronged lah. He feels wronged.
Yeah, that's right.
So like what are your thoughts, Terence?
I mean, I get what he's trying to do and everything, and then that is the point of the protest, right? To get us, to start discussion, get us talking about it and all that. I mean, I don't know, but if I was another graduating student, there, I don't know how I would really feel about it.
Yeah.
Because the last 2 years, been pretty shitty in terms of being a student already. And having to, most of your classes from home, not seeing your classmates, barely having any sense of culture in the school, right? And someone basically, pulls a stunt at your graduation ceremony and overshadows everything else, right?
Yeah.
At the graduation ceremony, which is meant to be a celebration for all the students, right? All the students who are graduating.
Yeah.
So I don't want to feel. I wouldn't say that I feel offended on behalf of the other students. But if I was a student there graduating, also I'll be like, hey, why must it be during this time, lah? Right? To do something like that, lah. And I don't know, take away. Otherwise, just basically make a. I mean, the memory of this commencement will always be revolve around this incident already, lah, right? In the public memory, as opposed to anything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure how I would really feel about it if I was a student, lah. Yeah. How about you?
I mean, I don't know how big a thing it became in NUS. I mean, on Reddit, a lot of people talking about it, but it's not like one of those topics like, let's say the first topic where, even the layperson on the street is aware. But just looking at this, I also felt like, I would also be damn pissed off if I was another student graduating, lah.
Really? But you means you take commencement, your last time commencement ceremony very seriously and all?
No. I mean, I think that I take it seriously, not because I'm getting the cert or something, but it's like something that, you've been with these people for the past 4 years, and it really is a celebration, whether you go up on stage and all that kind of shit, that one doesn't matter to me. But just the fact that, okay, it's a culmination of like 4 years or 3 years of going on this journey together, lah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it is something that won't happen very often. But then on that note, I was also thinking, like, I'm a big fan of guerrilla marketing, and like, even some of the videos we did last time was like, just me doing ridiculous stuff on street to get a message across. I was thinking, hey, why is this different? Then I was also thinking like, like I've seen protests at MTV Awards and Academy Awards, and that one I feel okay. They talk about climate change and all that kind of stuff. To me that is different because that's still like a gathering of celebrities and influential people and like it's not something. It's almost like the higher rung of society. Whereas for students graduating, it is like an equalizer, And that's why I feel like to do it here, I mean, I just felt there's not the best place to do it, Even looking at how much it will achieve, I don't think it's the best place to do it,
Yeah. Yeah, I think those examples you raised are interesting points in the sense that, when let's say you go to watch a football match or something, and someone streaks on the field to protest, I don't know, against animal cruelty or whatever, right? Most of the time, what happens? The streaker, they don't even show the streaker on TV, right?
They don't.
They refuse to give publicity to the person who wants the attention so much, right?
Yeah.
To disrupt. That they are willing to disrupt festivities, and I can see some parallels of what people are trying to do here. What the administration is trying to do, in the sense that this is meant to be a private, more of a private celebration for the students and their families, right? About how far they've come together, all that, and someone trying to pull all the attention away from that celebration to a whole other cause that not everyone universally agrees on, that's for sure, right? That's what to me seems a bit like it's a bit selfish, But then again, but isn't that the point of protest?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Isn't that the point of protest, to make everyone feel uncomfortable, to get them discussion started? Because if he didn't protest, you and I wouldn't be standing here discussing, hey, what about this topic, right?
Yeah. So on that note, that you do have a point there, because the point of a protest is to go against go against something or stand for something, and this one ultimately, it was done at NUS, which is one of the main university of Singapore. In some way, it's still getting the message out and showing that young people care, so that's when I get a little like
But again, your comparison earlier to us doing videos on the street, for example, right, pranking people and all this, also to get some kind of response. Ultimately, when we share those videos or what, like
the food wastage one or something.
Whatever, where we talk to people or we show people the videos, we get the consent, right? We ultimately get the consent whether they want to appear in the video and be part of this message that we're trying to say, And in this aspect, it's not just the university administration that was forced to participate in this, but in some sense, as a student also, right? Because this is your ceremony and all that. But you didn't give consent or whatever to this ceremony being disrupted by this protest or anything, right? And that's where it's I can see the argument that it's different from like what you're talking about in terms of going on the street and surprising people or putting a message out there, right?
Then what about that one thing that I think we spoke about on a podcast also, where the Singapore Miss Universe at the pageant, her dress said "Stop Asian Hate," and I think she got a good amount of flack and praise for that as well, because the flag was more like, okay, this is a ceremony of culture and stuff. Why you want to bring this political message inside? But is that a big difference for you in terms of like, it's still a gathering of people. It's still a celebration or something.
I don't know. That protest was aesthetically a lot more pleasing than this one. This. No, I'm not talking about.
You mean
how
the paper versus the dress?
I say the paper versus the dress. The dress still needed to be designed and everything, and it looked pretty dope, right? If anything, it was like this huge cape on a very small woman. But this one was just like this A4 paper printed, with in some standard Microsoft font and all that, lah, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so I don't know. It just didn't seem like something that cared about. It didn't seem like it cared about the audience, lah. That's the minimum, that's the least I could say. Usually, when you do a work of art, you can tell whether the artist gives a shit about what the audience thinks about it, lah, right? Yeah, this one didn't seem like it. It seemed more like he only cares about being heard and not so much about what the audience would like to see or what, lah, right?
Mm. So
Yeah.
if his lapel or like his graduation outfit was decked out with the message and like full of like stylo Milo kind of things, then it'll be different.
Yeah, maybe it would be like, you're like attracting attention, but because of the nice outfit, but having a message to go with it, lah, you know.
But like, let's say even if it's like the valedictorian speech or something where they want to insert it, I think that one also is possible if they do it in a way that makes sense, lah. You wouldn't. I don't think a valedictorian would just go there and just talk all about the death penalty, right? Because like what you said, like, I think just thinking about what is it going to achieve by doing this.
Yeah, correct.
Right, like the Miss World one, I think that one also, it still felt like, I don't think I was on the side of giving her flag. I was like, okay, she wants to get a message out. It felt like, it was done just like with the hashtag that was already kind of like a big thing. And against violence, like physical violence, I think universally that's also a thing that nobody wants, lah.
But this is against the death penalty, right?
True, lah. But the death penalty, I think, I mean, like even I am fucking just like the death penalty is also something that I'm like, oh, am I for it? Am I against it? I will totally admit that. But this one, it just felt like not the best place to do it, lah, for a whole bunch of reasons for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I just go back to how I would feel as a fellow graduating student also, lah.
Yeah,
that's probably the only perspective that probably matters, lah, right?
but maybe that's because we are like the older generation. Maybe everyone in his class are like, wow, that guy's a hero, man. He's a fucking
hero,
badass.
everything.
Yeah, and we are like the old uncles, like, wow, this boy.
I mean, it could be, but yeah, like what you said, it could also, don't forget, it could also turn off people from the message, right? As in, to just say that raising awareness is necessarily the most important thing, but it could actually cause more polarization, more people digging in their heels, right?
Yeah.
Is it really the most convincing argument to put to do on your graduation day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think they consider that side of things. So I still think that it's they probably should it's more of a way for himself, like, in a way, doing this act, rather than thinking about what's really the best way to convince people or otherwise make them aware, right?
Yeah, but I can imagine this being quite like people listening having very different opinions, not just about this topic, but the first topic as well. So please, if you have any comments, just come along to our subreddit and share your thoughts there, man.
I mean, did you ever face this kind of thing, like protests going on while your graduation ceremony was happening?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I haven't even been to an event where there was a streaker or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've thought about streaking, but I haven't actually done it, lah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think even in the US, I don't remember situations like this, like when I was graduating or helping out the graduation ceremonies of the earlier classes. I don't remember seeing anything that felt so politically charged,
But I think that was a different time. Now I can imagine like it happens a lot more often.
True, also true.
It happens
also
a lot
true.
more often, I think.
We are from a different era already.
Yeah, man.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully we can get some views from people about what they think about all this.
Especially students, students. Because even remember when we recorded with the NUS Yale students, they also felt like, I'm trying them hard to see their perspective. So interesting, like interesting.
Yeah, interesting. But
cool, man.
Just speaking about interesting things. What is your one Shiok comment?
My one Shiok comment is it's a post from longtime Redditor Sudin. Because in the previous episode, I was my one Shiok thing was this animated channel that does like wonderful video essays lah. And I mentioned that I found it hard to pronounce the name, so Sudin added a pronunciation link to the thing, and it's pronounced Kurgazat, and it means shortly said. So Kurgazat is the name of the YouTube channel, and it means shortly said, which is then translated to in a nutshell. So apparently German is a very phonological language, and sometimes in English it is not so, and it's easier to read correctly in German. So I can finally pronounce it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like always learn something from our listeners also.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So shout out to Sudin, and what's your one Shiok comment?
I think the interesting one for me was the post by Majestic Economist 6 asking which is the right answer to "Are you a nice guy?" Let's vote. So Harish's line is "I can be nice." Terence's line is "I can be an asshole." And currently the votes stand at Harish 13, Terence 24. Yeah.
I knew that would be your one Shiok comment.
It is because I think that was something we were discussing the last round where maybe would it be which one is the so-called right answer to the question, "Are you a nice guy?" Right?
But there's no such thing as the right answer, Terence. And
there's evidence right here
people.
that there is a democratic answer to that, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to know whether Majestic Economist is you.
No, it's not. I swear it's not. That's why it's my one Shiok comment. Okay, but what's your one Shiok thing as well?
My one Shiok thing was the release of some photos taken by this new telescope, the James Webb Space Telescope, and it just got released on Tuesday, July 12th, and it looks crazy. Like the image looks crazy. I think it's the sharpest image to date of the early universe. So it shows thousands of galaxies going back more than 13 billion years. And you compare side by side with pictures from this telescope versus the Hubble telescope. This one is a lot more detailed, and it shows like infrared spectrum and shit like that. And holy shit, you look at the photos, it's insane, man.
Yeah.
It's insane. I'm trying to find where exactly. Okay, so it's further away from the sun, so it's outward towards the solar system, and it has a 6.5 meter wide mirror. It's got 18 gold coated mirror segments, and you just look at the photos, right? It looks fake, It looks fake. Are you looking at it now?
Not now, but I know what you're talking about,
Yeah, it's insane, man. You look at it, you're like, oh shit, the universe is magical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
So that's my one Shiok thing. What about you?
My one Shiok thing is just I think being cooped at home, I discovered some new music, and the one I want to highlight is it's sort of indie French singer-songwriter named Juliette Armanet. And she had an album come out last year that is really quite catchy. She reminds me a bit of a sort of like a Kylie Minogue, but a bit more melancholic, darker version of a Kylie Minogue. But her songs are in French. But it's all very disco-y, dancey kind of tracks. But there are also a lot of sad tracks that sing about breakups and all that. So I just discovered her album recently, and she seems to be. The cool thing is that she got popular after I think like in her mid-30s. She was originally a journalist, then suddenly she decided that she's just going to pursue her dreams of being a singer-songwriter. And then in 2018, she, at the age of 34 or 35, she won some Best New Album Revelation Award or something like that. And since then she's just been pursuing her dreams. And she's not like, she's not like like a dancer performer kind of character. She really is like a singer-songwriter kind of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
so interesting story.
Well, what's her name again?
Juliette Armanet. That means like Juliet as in Juliet, and ARMANET. Sorry.
Oh, cool. And how do you discover?
Spotify recommendations. Because I
see.
just randomly listening to things and then they're like, oh, try this out. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
she's like 38 years old now, but still at it, still doing the grind.
Still grinding away. Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. But she sings in English or French?
French.
Oh,
but
French.
it's like the kind of Kylie Minogue kind of dancey kind of tracks. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. One down in the bag. And we will, thanks for listening, everybody.